Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Bilco number RPSW5SS E. This is a replacement lifting mechanism for a Bilco vault door, and this is an incredibly high capacity spring that would certainly be used on a very large, very heavy unit. Now, here's what I don't know. The models that this works on. It's not published data. It's not data that I have access to. Even though if the factory is given a serial number of a vault door, they can then provide a bill of material of the items that would have been on that. But knowing up front what your model has is not a resource that I have access to. What I do know is this and all of its dimensional properties. I can tell you that if you're looking at something very large, very heavy, in terms of your door, and the dimensional properties of what I'm about to provide match what you have, I would say that it is a very strong indication that we're on the right track. However, knowing exactly what unit to purchase is based on the identification of that bill of material of the lifting mechanisms that went into the unit, derived from the serial number. Look on the sidewall of your unit. Provide that to us so we can get absolutely the right item, because you'll see hatches and vault doors with this spring or something just like it, but they'll mix them in terms of spring capacity. I've seen heavy springs mixed with springs that have half the capacity, so there's some guesswork involved. This video is going to tell you the dimensional properties of this item that will hopefully help you make a valid determination of whether or not this will work for your needs. So first of all, the diameter of the upper tube is 2.258. 2.258. The diameter of the lower tube is 2 inch. Spot on at 2 inch, maybe 2.01. The length is inevitably the question. From the eye of the upper mounting brackets to the end, you can see that we're about 13 inch. I'm going to lay that on my desktop and get a better idea. Well, it's going to be more likely 12 7/8 from the bottom welded boot plate to the center line of about 12 7/8. The overall length now, absolute overall length is about 13 1/4 inch. 13 1/4 from here down to here. Center of that tube to the eyelet's going to be reasonably about 2 1/4 inch from the center line to the center line. Now, clients have their springs installed and functioning or not functioning, and the question inevitably comes, what's the length when the door's open, or what is the length when it's closed? The answer is we don't know. They ship these partially compressed. There is a steel pin that is securely held in place. The intention is that you are going to open the lid to about 35 degrees or something in that range, connect to the lid, connect to the sidewall, obviously very securely hold or keep control of the spring or the lid, and then you're going to remove that pin and you're going to be releasing the tension of what is the compressed tension of this item. They don't send them out just pieces because this is a 480-pound spring. I couldn't imagine the size of lever that you would need to compress that. It wouldn't be possible, really. So that's how a swap out is done, and it's an elegant way of doing it. So what length do you need? Or you'll know your length because you can probably measure it. But think about the length when you're in that 35-degree type range from here down to here. And that's what that 12 7/8 I think I said is going to be for you. And that is indeed how you replace these. You get that thing partially opened. Obviously, it'd be a two-person job. Once you pull the spring, you're going to want to control that lid. Now, there's some other pieces. You're going to get the boot for the sidewall. This thing is not small, and the way that this is going to obviously work, it's going to be like that. It's just going to sit in there. And that thing will tip a little bit, but that's just how this works. Give you the dimensional properties of the lower boot. And this appears to be a cast aluminum product. Placing it on my magnet, it's not magnetic at all. I'd say cast aluminum. Overall width about 2 5/8. You can see the center of those holes, about 13/16 over to about 1 11/16. And overall height of it on the back end, about 1 7/8. That hole's about 1/2 inch center line. Projection, total projection, looks like it's about 2.5 inch. You're going to get 2 brackets, and this is, and by the way, I should have said, if you have a unit that is non-ferrous, if you have something that is made of aluminum, this is their stainless steel version of these lifting tubes, which is going to give you, you know, a non-ferrous primary componentry to this. I suspect that spring in there is certainly steel, because I can pick up the magnetic attraction through this outer portion, which is definitely not ferrous. I don't know that it's stainless, but it's non-ferrous, and you're going to use it in non-ferrous applications, aluminum lids, things of that nature. Your 2 brackets for the top, same bracket, just different hands. Those are certainly stainless. You can tell just by the color of that it's stainless. Give you some dimensional properties of that. Overall width of the bracket, and these go to the underside of the lid, 3 inch. Overall height, about 3.5. Overall width, about 1 7/16 or so. You're then going to get some fasteners, some bolts. Let's take a look. See if we can deduce what we need. Okay, I'm going to say that you're going to have a you're going to get a hex cap bolt. There's only one hex cap bolt like this and one nut like this, and that will be to go between the brackets. Okay, you get the concept of where that bolt's going to go. That's easy. You're then going to get 2 hex cap screws and 2 nylon lock nuts. That's got to be only for the boot. It'd be the only place that can go. Then you're going to get 4 hex nuts, but I don't recall the name when they have the integrated washer. Those are going to be for the brackets to the underside of the lid. You need 2 for each. Okay, and that will be the screw package that you're going to get on all this stuff. And that material is non-ferrous as well. It's all stainless, those bolts. Okay. There's information down below. There are photographs down below. The again, the information we've provided is everything we know about it. And the factory certainly encourages the sale of parts, but they don't get into assisting in helping install these on unknown units, including when it's clearly a Bilco unit. Because of the it would be reasonable to expect that they would bear a lot of responsibility if they were advising you how to put this onto stuff that is unknown. The material's not been tested. The material's not been engineered correctly. The spring tension, the location on the lid and the sidewall, the degree of opening, the weight of the lid, again, is not their realm. Especially when you're dealing with things that are up in the ceiling on ladders where people can very easily become hurt. So they're not going to engage in that kind of stuff. And we're not advocating installing it on unknown material. I'm merely making the information available because I don't have all the facts of where the stuff is installed. so that you can make an informed decision. Again, the key way to go about this is to get the serial number, send that off to them. In absence of having the serial number, photographs would be very helpful because just visually the factory can identify it. And there are times when the factory will say, yeah, that's definitely our unit, and tell me the size, and then from there they can kind of work backwards and help us focus down onto the right parts. Because you've got a good roof hatch, lid, vault door, and if it just needs a lifting mechanism, that's all you need. You don't need a full replacement. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Bilco products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Bilco RPSW5SS E replacement 480-pound lifting mechanism for their vault door, or any other Bilco product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.